The man, the legend, the myth, Bill Nye!
The concourse was packed to kick off Humber's first Earth Week. Minister of Energy and Infrastructure of Ontario and local MPP George Smitherman gave a speech about his new green bill. Mayor Miller made an appearance via video. Humber President John Davies spoke about Humber's 5-year green shift plan. But the star of the show was the former science guy. Bill Nye is most famously known for his show in the 90s, Bill Nye the Science Guy. But since then, he's added active environmentalists to his plate. We're going into the HSF boardroom for an exclusive interview.
Are you kidding? The time of my life. That was great.
That's awesome. So what can Humber students do on a small budget to start their green initiative?
Well, this is the thing. Every single thing you do affects everybody. So you guys gave me this cool water bottle. Does everybody get those? Yeah. Yeah, that's not throwing plastic water bottles away. It's a big, I mean, future generations will go, what were you doing with all that? It was valuable stuff. I know. We throw it in landfills. You can make clothes out of it, for crying out loud. So that's not those things are the low-hanging fruit, as we say in environmentalism or climate change. Not throwing water bottles away is good. Not recycling is bad. Stuff like that. But what we need are the huge ideas. We need the big ideas. Wind turbines on a smart electrical grid. I'm very skeptical there's any such thing as clean coal. I mean, prove it kind of thing. But then solar panels. Like solar panels now are 10%, 15% efficient. We need them to be 50, 60% efficient. Right. This is where the scientists and engineers of the future, along with the entrepreneurs, bankers, lawyers of the future, all have to solve these problems. Change the world.
Awesome. Who's going to win, wind or solar power?
You got to have both. No, that's another thing. What you want to use is appropriate technology, so-called. So you don't want to use wind everywhere. If you live in a city, there's places sort of better not to have wind. And then you can't use solar panels very well underwater. I mean, maybe to a limited extent. And right now, they still have big costs. So, and they take up a lot of land, solar panels, conventionally. So, it's not one or the other.
Being the TV host to being an environmentalist?
Well, I claim I started out as a scientist. So I'll further claim that in my opinion, any thinking scientist is also an environmentalist. So then I also got a job in television. It sort of went the other way, if you dig what I'm saying. So when I was in middle school, I used to ride my bike wearing a sign on my back that said, "Pedals don't pollute." So I go that far back before I was writing jokes or working on television. Back to middle school.
You're a really curious kid?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think every kid is curious. The great mystery in science education is how we beat it out of people.
Was there ever a time where curiosity got the best of you?
I mean, did I get in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah. You fall down. I would climb things I couldn't climb and think I could. But as this is a metaphor for life, my father would teach you that you must always pour sugar over the sink. Because if you spill sugar, what happens? That's right. Cockroaches, rats, bubonic plague, death. Could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you spill sugar. But if you spill it in the sink, then you can wash it down the drain. His point being, do dangerous things, but just take precautions. Because you don't want rats, bubonic plague, death. I mean, that's bad.
Doesn't sound good.
No.
So you have books, you have TV, you're doing talks in schools. What's next?
The next thing would be, well, Solving for X is the next thing. Then we're having another thing. That's an algebra show, algebra webisode. You get them only on the web.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And that is, for me, as a guy from the U.S., that's after I get my shreddies. You know, we can't get shreddies in the States.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Canadians are incredulous. I know. What kind of life do you have there? No wonder things are such a mess. I know, yes, I know.
So you're stocking up tonight then?
Yeah, I'll try to before I leave. And I mean, look, I will choke down the honey nut shreddies. They're fine. And the vanilla shreddies, but I just like a standard issue shreddies. And I very much enjoyed the Diamond Shreddies campaign. I thought that was great.
We were talking about this before you came in. Where do you get your bow ties? Do you stock up here in Canada too?
Well, if I see one, a nice one, I will absolutely buy one. Absolutely guarantee you. No, you have to accumulate them. And I recommend to any bow tie collector, when you see one, you just got to buy it. And you have to just say to yourself, that's what I'm doing. There's not that many bow ties made. Let me say, not as many as there should be.
How many do you have so far?
I have well over 100. I might have 150. In fact, this question, it's a good question, it's come up so often lately, I'm going to have to actually count.
You have to do a tally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a last question here.
Oh, the last question?
Yeah, last question. It's what is the great scientific change, development, or discovery that you hope to see in your lifetime?
I hope to find out what dark matter is, dark energy. That would be fantastic.
What is dark energy?
So, to make a short story long and just really, really interesting. So Hubble discovered the Big Bang.
Wow.
There are these characteristic lines in spectra from stars, the colors that come off of stars, and all these lines are shifted. You've heard the story toward the red. And he reasoned accurately it's because the universe is expanding. And you might say to yourself, if the universe is expanding, it started with a Big Bang, right? Very reasonable. So then you think if gravity is holding everything together, it would slow down. Turns out it's speeding up. The universe is getting bigger, faster and faster. Now why is that? Nobody knows. So it's reasoned that there's some force, some anti-gravity force, which they call dark energy. See, astronomers don't make, like a biologist, they make up these crazy words, reverse transcriptase or something. But astronomers, Big Bang, that's black hole, that's pretty good. It's dark, it's dark energy. And I hope they're particles, I hope they're darkons. So I'm hoping there's darkons. I would love that to be discovered in my lifetime. I would love that.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add?
Let's change the world. We have to change the world. So let's get her done.
All right. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
That was Bill Nye in the HSF boardroom kicking off Humber's first Earth Week. For Daily Planet TV, I'm Whitney Stinson.